So morning, everyone, to the Mindful Drop. It's lovely to have those who are here live, and I hope it's of benefit to you if you're also just listening to the recording. So we're starting off with one of our most potent oils, and anyone who's in the health industry or world or knows anything about body healing knows the power of turmeric. And essential oils, remember, are concentrated, highly concentrated versions of the herbs and the plants. So we know that turmeric root is so helpful for inflammation. People often grate it and put it into their food or their drinks, or make a chai, like a golden milk, to help sleep and things. And we can get all these benefits, but they're highly concentrated in our oils, and they are obviously quite easy and user-friendly, because if anyone's worked with turmeric, you'll know your fingers get very yellow and it's quite messy, the whole thing. So the oils are a really easy way of adding it. So turmeric, according to the Essential Life book, it is turmeric, or sacred earth in Latin, is renowned for a myriad of profound properties, including its powerful action against cancer and inflammation. On an energetic level, it cleanses chakras and energy fields and promotes feelings of prosperity. So we also, the three wise men gave baby Jesus frankincense, myrrh, and gold, and we're wondering whether it wasn't turmeric or helichrysum. Those are the two yellow plants that are just amazing. So turmeric's top uses, it's really profoundly anti-inflammatory, and it really also has hugely anti-carcinogenic properties, and it's a strong detoxifier. So it's very powerful for cancer, tumors, and autoimmune disorders, joint pain, swelling, arthritis, gout, rheumatism, then fungal, bacterial, or viral infections, Alzheimer's, stroke, poor blood supply. I'm going to go into it a little bit more in a moment. Detox, blood and lymph, purify liver and gallbladder detox. So this is something that is quite important, because many of us have things, intestinal worms and parasites. These also go together. I see a link between our body's dysfunction and spider bites and tick bites, and I have this very subjective theory, and I'd love any of you who have any experience in this to either confirm or tell me it's not true, because I have noticed a correlation between children having appendix ops, sudden appendix ops, and having had a spider bite or tick bite or something like that a few weeks or months prior. And I think often the body's trying to detox stuff, and by using turmeric, we can really help it. If we have had a spider bite or a tick bite, we can see how red and inflamed it is, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. Our little boy recently had one on his forehead, and he actually developed a Bell's palsy, which was quite frightening, because his glands swelled so much trying to detox the body, so over his facial nerve. Thankfully, he's all good. But it's really a healthy oil to be taking regularly, and to be putting into our daily routine. So one of the ways we do that is we put a drop in our coffee. We make a sort of coffee, which we add a little bit of cacao. We call it a superfood coffee, like a little bit of cacao and some mushroom powder we get from Soaring Superfoods. And then we add a drop of peppermint and a drop of turmeric to it. So, I mean, the list, I'm not going to go reading it, all of it through to you, but there are multiple uses. And it's just really good for general health and wellness. What I am going to dive into a little bit more is the Advanced Oil Magic book about turmeric. And that also says monoterpenes like alpha-phenandronine make turmeric a restoring oil that helps absorb the seriousness of heavy emotions. So it really can help absorb, detox heavy emotions, and detox our bodies. So its top uses are chronic pain and inflammation. Take 2 to 4 drops under the tongue, which I think is quite a strong taste, or in a veggie capsule, or rub directly onto the location. So directly wherever. Turmeric, using it topically on the body, is very powerful. It's something actually I learned from an Indian woman. She said that they grew up using turmeric on their sore joints, and her granny used to rub turmeric on their joints. And so don't be scared to use turmeric topically. Heart palpitations, rub 2 to 4 drops over the chest, ingest 1 to 3 drops in a capsule. So rubbing over the chest, 2 to 4 drops, or ingesting 1 to 3 drops in a capsule. Tumours, take 5 drops in a capsule for assistance with tumorous conditions. Brain function. So it refers in the other book also quite a lot to Alzheimer's and where did it say here? Alzheimer's, stroke, poor blood supply, and also then depression, discouragement, tension, and anxiety. So taking 5 drops in a capsule, rubbing a drop on the bottom of big toes. Our big toe is connected to our brain. So anything that we're wanting to stimulate our brain, we can put on our big toe. Then detoxification, apply 2 drops to the lower back and rib cage. So that's where our kidneys are, obviously, and our liver. So if we need to detox, we can use it like that. And anxiety and depression, diffuse 5 drops to improve mood and obsessive thoughts. So it's a lovely, lovely oil, and so very important to us in the shed. We're using it in our Skinny Jeans protocol for those who are doing that protocol. But over and above, you can use this in the oils that you're using anyway. If you've got turmeric and you're doing the copaiba and Zengest and lemon and MetaPWR, you can also add turmeric. And you can make it more concentrated if you have issues like these that we've just mentioned. We use it a lot. In fact, I went to go and get the bottle to show you. I use sort of an old bottle like this, and then I take off the top and I pop off the lid and I make a mixture. But I realized that I'd sent it to Joburg with Colin. So it's our anti-inflammatory mixture. Colin's had quite sore joints from paddle tennis. And so I put in sort of 20 drops of turmeric, 20 drops of copaiba, 20 drops frankincense, and 20 drops lemongrass with a little bit of carrier oil. So I just do probably even amounts and it doesn't have to be 20 drops. You can do 10. You just have to make the mixture more often, or you can do 30. And then I've obviously taken off this lid, and then I have a dropper, and we just drop that mixture into a capsule. At the moment, he's having it morning and night, and I usually have it at night. Last week I fell off my bike, and so I'd had it in the morning, and then I had it when I came back again. And I must say I was a bit stiff the next day, and I really have been remarkably well considering how I thought I'd be. So that is turmeric and how we like to use it. I'm just checking if there's anything else on my notes that's how we mostly use it. And then MetaPWR, which is a new blend for a lot of us, but a lot of us are very familiar with Smart and Sassy, or in the US it's called Slim and Sassy. And MetaPWR has got actually the same ingredients, which are grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon, but it's got it in a different proprietary blend, different makeup, and it's sort of the up-leveled version of Smart and Sassy. We do use it in a system where we use it with the MetaPWR Advantage, which is the collagen. It's a very good form of collagen, and we use it with the Assist tablets, which really help in digestion and things. And I'll go into that a bit more next week. But I'm just talking about the MetaPWR oil blend because some of our shedders, our spring shedders, are using the MetaPWR oil blend, and some are using Slim and Sassy or Smart and Sassy. In South Africa, it's called Smart and Sassy. In the US, it's called Smart and Sassy. So I'm going to read to you a bit about Smart and Sassy because I don't actually have the updated new book with MetaPWR, but anything that this covers is up-leveled in the MetaPWR. So this Slim and Sassy is cleansing, spicy, refreshing. Its top uses are weight loss, obesity, and low metabolism. So it helps to get metabolism going. This is called the metabolic blend. It's very good for applying to cellulite, applying diluted to the areas of concern, adding patchouli if desired. So it's very good to do dry body brushing with it. We're going to do a little video on that in the shed, just to stimulate our lymph flow, because it's very good at helping that and helping to break down cellulite. Over fatigue and eating disorders, appetite and cravings, lymphatic stimulant and support. So it's all that. And then it helps with things like congestion and colds, urinary tract support, detox and cleansing, everything gallbladder issues and stones, because it's so cleansing and detoxifying. It gets everything flowing. And it's So its main thing is also to reduce cravings, and balancing blood sugar are important steps for weight loss, and this is what it's so helpful at doing. So when we look at the Advanced Oil Magic, the metabolic blend, which is Smart and Sassy, it says weight loss, take 2 to 4 drops in a capsule, or drink in water 3 to 5 times daily. So having it regularly, 2 to 4 drops in a capsule, or drinking in water 3 to 5 times daily. So in our shed, we are encouraging people to put a drop in water to start their day with their sort of capsule mix. And you don't have to do it in a capsule, you can just do it in water. So you could do 1 to 2 drops and then have a drop or 2 in your big water bottle through the day. Appetite control, drink 2 to 4 drops in water throughout the day, or diffuse. Blood sugar regulation, take 1 to 2 drops in water or in a capsule. And it's really good for, we're going to be talking a lot about blood sugar and the glucose spikes. Cellulite and visceral fat, massage several drops of carrier oil into needed areas. Antioxidant, take 1 to 2 drops in a capsule. Eating disorders, take drops under the tongue or diffuse 4 to 8 drops. So going back to the cellulite and visceral fat, I've heard it said, and in fact, let me connect it with this, the emotional use. The metabolic blend of Smart and Sassy, or MetaPWR, invites the user to release self-criticism, judgment, and shame. It turns focus inward, where true beauty originates from. So it ties into everything we were talking about, even in our mindful moment this morning, releasing these self-criticism, judgment, and shame, and focusing on our life force energy, on our body, our body's power and beauty. And so when we use these oils topically on areas of cellulite or fat, visceral fat, we're actually using them, we talk about using them in the places in our body where our body needs a bit more love, because they're often the areas that we actually don't love. We kind of are not so nice to those areas and wish they were different. So it's reframing them, and by, if you're going to use them topically, rubbing it on, just offering love to that area for what it does have and what it does offer, more than sort of massaging away, trying to rub it away. So that is those two, turmeric and MetaPWR, or Smart and Sassy as well. Any questions, any comments? Oh, you see, Jen. So exactly what Chris had, spider bite followed by having his appendix taken out. So I came across this theory. I didn't come across it. For me, things don't just happen out of the blue in one's body. There's something that triggers it. And I had a couple of people, there was a spate of people having their appendixes out. And I started to ask them what their kids had been through a few weeks before. And there's a few of them started to say, oh, no, there was nothing, but he had a nasty spider bite. And started to piece it together. Now I've asked a few more people when they've had it, did they have a spider bite or tick bite? And there have been a few yeses, but this is completely my theory. And I said it to a friend of mine who actually takes out appendixes. He's a general surgeon. And he's like, no, I don't think so. I don't think there's a correlation. So I said, well, what's your theory? Why do you think children suddenly, and why does his appendix sort of rupture? And he said, no, well, he doesn't know. Maybe something gets stuck in there. They don't really know. And I said, well, please do me a favor. And when you're taking out people's appendixes, ask them if they didn't have something. So he's promised me he will. But Jen, I'd love to hear what you had to say.
Yeah, Nix, I just agree with you. There's got to be something that's causing them to be toxic.
Yeah.
And yeah, Chris was probably 3 weeks before a really bad spider bite.
Interesting.
Which battled to heal, and followed by the appendix. So it is, yeah, you've probably got to detox better from the spider bite.
Yeah,
to
so
prevent that.
That's exactly. So I've been giving Finn, so the detox, our Zendocrine, in a bit of water and putting it over his liver and a little bit on the area and things. And William also just had one this weekend. But I'm also now going to add turmeric to it after, because I always think of turmeric for inflammation. I hadn't thought of it so much for detoxing. So after listening to myself today, after learning more, I'm going to add turmeric.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, Christmas was 5 years ago, so we didn't do, unfortunately,
do anything.
for the detoxing at the time.
Yeah, but I think it's something that we're kind of unaware of in our society. So, so please, if anyone has anyone that they know, please ask them, because it's an interesting, this is how we start to form theories, and which is subjective, and then we start to put it to the test and start to do more research on it. And I think we need to raise more awareness around detoxing from these nasty bites, because often you only see what's on the surface, and that's actually just the tip of the iceberg. We don't see what's going on underneath. And the body's dealing with a huge amount, especially, as you say, when it's 5 years ago, a little chap like that. Anyway, thank you all. If there's anything else, please do shout or ask in the groups. It's lovely to have you here. We will see you next week. I think I'll be talking a bit more about the whole MetaPWR range and perhaps some of the other oils that we're using. But lovely to see you and to connect, and love to you all.
Thank you, love. It was very interesting. And
good.
Fascination about the bites. I think really very interesting. So,
well, just as a physio, my training is people don't just get a sore back or sore knee. You have to think what's caused it. Like, is it their biomechanics? Is it their weight? Is it their poor stability? All these things. But we don't do the same in our bodies. We often just think, oh, they were unlucky. It's just come about.
Yeah, so true.
I'm just going to stop recording.